It's a horror movie. Anyway. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy December 9th, and welcome to your horror advent calendar. Yesterday we took a real trip, pun fully intended, with Climax, but today let's see what we have in store for day 9. Okay, this one really went through it, I'm so sorry. But yes, today is Let the Right One In from 2008, directed by Tomas Alfredson. Probably Alfredson. Could be Alfredson, what do I know? But this movie is on Hulu, and I believe it's free on Tubi as well. So, another win for Tubi. This poster is shockingly similar to the poster for The Children, which I believe came out the same year as this one. Food for thought, maybe. But let's get into the little letterbox summary here. Ellie is 12 years old. She's been 12 for over 200 years, and she just moved in next door. Set in 1982 in the suburb of Blackeberg, Stockholm. I'm so sorry. 12-year-old Oscar is a lonely outsider, bullied at school by his classmates. At home, Oscar dreams of revenge against a trio of bullies. He befriends his 12-year-old next-door neighbor Ellie, who only appears at night in the snow-covered playground outside their building. But yeah, that about covers it. Oscar gets bullied at school, wants to fight off his bullies. He meets the girl who moves in next door. Her name is Ellie. She's very mysterious, and she encourages him to stand up for himself. But as the tagline sort of gives away, this is a vampire movie. Very Twilight. Very Twilight. Also came out, is this the same year as Twilight, or was this the year before Twilight? Came out the same year as Twilight. We should sue. But very much gender-swapped 12-year-old Swedish Twilight. It's great. It has an average rating on Letterboxd of 4 stars. Looks like almost everyone gives it really high reviews. I also gave it 4 stars. I will say I like this movie a lot more than I thought I would. Not that I thought I wouldn't like it, I just didn't really think about it. And I put it on in the background while I was doing other stuff, and I got like 10 minutes in and I just had to pause it and save it for later because I was enthralled. It looks like all my friends on Letterboxd who have seen it give it either 4 or 5 stars, which they're correct. And I'm not putting anyone on blast here, but I did see a popular review on Letterboxd that says the worst mistake you can make when watching this movie is going into it as a horror movie. And I very much disagree with that. A, because this is a horror movie, and B, why can't a movie be a horror movie and also a good, touching, romantic movie? Horror movies are good. Everyone's stupid. But I digress. As you may be able to tell, I like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I knew I was gonna like this movie. In fact, when the first line was "squeal like a pig," I said, hold on, stop everything. But beyond that, the atmosphere of this movie is just impeccable. The winter vibes, everything just like feels cold. There's snow all over the place, but it's not a lot of that pretty white fluffy snow. It's a lot of like that gray sludgy snow you see in parking lots like 2 months after the first snow. That's very much the vibe of this movie. And really every detail in this movie is so well done. The sound design in particular, there's one scene where one of the vampires is draining someone of their blood and collecting it in this little like, looks like an empty milk carton or something. And the sound that the blood makes as it's like dripping out of this guy's neck into the canister, the sound was so bothersome. It really added a certain layer of realism for me where I was like, that's what that would sound like. But yeah, the movie's pretty gory. There's a lot of blood. There's some really cool SFX work that looks awesome. But then beyond that, and I think maybe this is what that person was trying to get at with don't go into this as a horror movie, this is also just a really beautiful movie. It's so dreamy. There's just such like a pure love story at the center of it that's really just swept me off my little feet. And like, I don't think anyone just makes a movie on a whim. I mean, I'm sure maybe someone does, but this is one of those movies where you can feel like the care put into it and that someone was really tender with this work, and it shows in the final product, and it's just lovely. But of course, there are still some things that I didn't like so much about this movie. Nobody's perfect. There was some really unfortunate CGI. And I say unfortunate. If you've seen this movie, I'll say it's the cat scene. There's a scene involving cats where I think the scene would have been incredible if the CGI didn't make it look so goofy. And boy was I laughing. And the only other thing that gave me pause, and I can feel you rolling your eyes already, but it's just at certain moments I was slightly troubled by the romance between two children when one of the children is like 200 years old. Very Twilight, I know. But sometimes I would sit and I would think and I'd be like, you know? But the rest of the time I was just carried away by the romance. So I'm a hypocrite? I don't know. But I really, really recommend this movie. I think the only way you wouldn't like it is if you aren't so much into gore and nasty stuff, which totally fair. But it's just really beautiful and lovely, and I'm so happy that I watched it for this. So, is it outright a Christmas movie? No. But there's snow, there's ice skating, there's romance. It's practically a Hallmark movie if you take out the vampires. But let me know what you think, if you're watching along, what some of your favorites have been. I hope you do check out Let the Right One In. It's lovely, I can't say it enough, it's lovely. And happy holidays, and I will see you tomorrow.